You know how I feel. Ooh, you know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh.
Okay, sweet. We are live. All right. Thanks everybody for joining me. Really dig you guys saying what's up to each other. And tonight's not a good example, but generally the last 3 or 4 classes, which equals about 2 weeks. Oops, I need water. Okay, sorry. One day I'll have an intern that I can treat like shit and get me water. But anyway, just checking. I want to welcome everybody here, and mic is very low compared to them already. You shouldn't be hearing any music. Thank you. You shouldn't be hearing any music right now, Cass. Maybe we're on like a major delay or something, but I do appreciate hearing you guys with feedback. Hey, Kelly, welcome. Okay, cool. Yeah, so anyway, I want to welcome everybody here. Thank you for joining me. If you're brand new, I teach these classes. I started teaching them when the whole pandemic happened, and I never in a million years thought that we would still be roughly in the exact same place that we were a year ago, at least with the pandemic. So anyway, if you've, I hope you guys are doing okay and that your mental health's good. I've been talking a lot about it lately, so I'm not going to really get into your mental health, but I hope it's okay. And anyway, I wanted to just jump straight in since we're 3 or 4 minutes behind where I'd like to be. The one, I've been teaching hooping since 2005. And one of the most popular questions I have gotten over the years, the most common question, is about transitions. And they always come, that question almost always comes from a beginner. And that's not because beginners are lesser or something. It's because in the beginning, you're sort of learning, it's almost like you're learning words without learning phrasing. And so what you think of as a transition would almost be, once you learn the language a little bit, more of, sorry, I just got distracted, but it would be more of an issue of phrasing. And so what I'm going to show you tonight is, yeah, everybody should be, okay, so actually let me make something clear. If you are watching this on Facebook, please hop over to YouTube or Twitch. To maximize my shitty internet, I broadcast at a really weird dimension. If you want to see it in full HD, wait till tomorrow on the replay. It'll show up on my YouTube. It'll be called HD or higher quality or whatever. But not every platform handles it well. Twitch and YouTube do, but on Facebook, I'm told that it's kind of glitchy, okay? So the reason I broadcast to Facebook is only so people can see it and then hop over to YouTube. Plus at YouTube, it's got a better chat function and all that sort of stuff. So thank you for pointing that out, Paula. So anyway, transitions. So what we're going to work on tonight is ways to develop the kind of connective tissue between moves. And tonight's going to be a little bit more technical than sort of flowy, but we'll just sort of see how it goes. And if you haven't had a tech class with me before, generally what I do is just put music on and then just kind of sweet, thanks. You're welcome, Cass. You're a festival organizer extraordinaire, so you know what it's like. But it's actually been a pleasure to be a part of this. So anyway, I'm going to be playing just random songs and then just sort of sharing with you different transitions that I like, or that ways to think about transitioning. And then I just want to make sure we all completely understand. I don't think about these transitions this way. I don't, when I'm in flow, I don't think I'm going to transition to this and then I'm going to transition to that. But just for the purposes of teaching right now, we're going to talk about these transitions as if they are separate things. But for most hoop pathers, for most hoopers, they're not there. It's like they disintegrate the moment you get them. So if that makes sense to you, you're with me. So anyway, we're going to jump straight in. I have, the only thing I need to pick is a sway for us. If you are new to these classes, I love it when you say hello, for one thing. And we start every class off with something called a sway, and it's a free form movement opportunity for you. And some people like to stretch during sway. Some people actually do the sway like I'm about to do. And then I've watched people just have a great hoop class and just they needed to sit still during the entire sway. So whatever works for you, but this is your kind of stretch time. All right, actually we haven't heard this one in a while. Hey, Hoopy Smiles. Oops. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. I hope you've had an okay week. Some of you probably can't believe it's going to be Friday tomorrow. Some of you probably can't believe it's only going to be Friday tomorrow. But Friday's not here yet, and Thursday is. And the Thursday chapter is still being written. Audible breath in. If you want to bow into the idea of seamlessness, I invite you to bow in to change. But change the way a bird changes direction. Change the way a fish changes direction. And flow. Audible breath in. Your today can change. Your week change. Unlock. Unlock. And open. Keep your breath with you. Audible breath in. Okay. So that sway felt a little short to me, but I'm going to go ahead and jump into my first exercise here. What does it jump into? C'est class. Okay, I'm going to jump into my... Oh, no. Okay. Sweet. Okay, looks like we're all right. Okay, so we're going to jump into our first exercise, and it's going to be kind of a continuation. I'm going to go ahead and press play on the music. It's going to be kind of a continuation of a sway, but for the purposes of transition. So what I want you to do, if you're new with me here, this is called point technique. And if you still need to sway longer, you can sway longer. And essentially, we're going to use point technique to kind of help us keep the sway going. Open. Point technique is when you move the hoop without gripping it. Point as a dance tends to be mostly slow, but it doesn't have to be. But tonight we're going to use point technique to help us very gently understand transitions. Transitions are really exertions of power on the hoop. A transition is a movement, it's an energy that changes the direction the hoop might want to go. It helps to understand that in hooping, you're not really teaching yourself tricks, you're teaching yourself a new way to move your body. So to really open to transitions, it helps to open your conception of how you've been moving your body. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. If this is your first class with me, I don't tell you what to do the whole time. That's not my style because that's not the way I flow and it's not the way I hoop. It would just be fake. to think of myself as pushing you off in your canoe, holding your kite for you. Just an agent of launch. Audible breath in. Yeah, normally I don't have this many cameras on me. Audible breath in. One of the transitions that you can go ahead and begin to feel for in point technique, or you could use grip if you're really lost on what point is, you can use grip here. But to understand transitions, one of the most obvious transitions is from horizontal to vertical. I'm so old school that used to be the way we talked about hooping. There was basically regular hooping and vertical hooping. With this mode, whether I'm in point, which is not gripping the hoop, or whether I'm gripping the hoop, I have good control of the plane of the hoop, and so I can, for instance, I can transition horizontally to vertically, super easy. Audible breath in. So, I'm going to switch over to my sound cloud. Oop. And I'm going to do something I don't usually do with you guys as much, but we're going to start off with a kind of free hoop. Because I need you to, oops, that's a little bright. I need you to warm up a little bit before we get into transitions. So the first ones that we're going to talk about, because it affects beginner hoopers probably the most, is how to get from horizontal stuff to vertical stuff. Okay? We're going to talk about different transitions there. In every one of my classes, I always want people to get their heart rate up. In every one of my classes, I always want to get your juices flowing. So you can hoop any way that you want to. We're going to work on transitions from on body to vertical off body. I could be a little bit louder, okay? Just joining us, this is pretty much just a free hoop warm-up before we get into the bulk of our transitions class. We're going to be transitioning from the core to off-body. And since this is a tech class, I'll be doing a little bit more talking than maybe I would normally. Maybe. Right? Now, one thing to keep in mind, since we are talking transitions, we're going to be using our hands for 90% of these transitions today. So waking up your hands right now will help you make these transitions. And all of this stuff is probably going to be stuff that you've done before. Think of like transitions as like teaching movements that you learn to in order to forget. Like if the teaching is successful, you forget that you ever had a transition. All right, cool. All right. Hopefully the music is coming through for you guys. Cool. Okay, so here I am. That's nice. Okay, hopefully I got the music balance right. Okay, so our first transitions are going to be from breaks. Oh wait, let me something's straight. Sorry about that, y'all. So our first transitions are going to be from breaks, and these are perfect. Transitions from breaks are perfect for beginners. Because even if you can't break the hoop yet, just break. Even if you can't, hopefully you can catch the hoop. Catch the hoop. And then the moment we put hands on the hoop, that's when we can change and move into that transition, okay? Like if we know how to do a smear, if we know what the smear is, then from a waist, I can go right into a smear. Good. My housemate Sheila is here in the house. When you hear me say good, that's not me congratulating myself. So I'm here, I'm on these breaks. If I've got a big hoop, I can grip with both hands on the hoop and then smear. Smear with one hand. I can stop the hoop and then pull it up the body, right? And transition that way into vertical. So here, I can grip the hoop. And watch what I'll do. I'll pull my hand up. I'm making contact on the core the whole time. Sorry guys, I'm looking at my monitor. That's why I'm not. Let me make eye contact with you guys. Stop the hoop and then watch as I'll push the hoop back up into me. Boom. Now for you HoopPath geeks out there, or people that have been doing breaks for a while, you can still have fun with this stuff. This is two-tree breaks or two-handed breaks, right? And this would be if I use my P. Sweet Amber, welcome. But this is what we call a PM break. This is when I'm catching the hoop with the hand that is coming towards. That is that sort of smeary one-handed roll off of that, okay? But I can also do what we call an AM break or AM catch break. It's gonna be a little bit trickier, but I come across and then I can do the same smeary fold off of that. So let me show you what all this looks like. So this would be if I make two-handed contact, that's what we were just doing, and then I smear, right? Or I make one-handed, going towards with the PM hand. It's the hand that the hoop is going towards. Now the bird's eye would be pretty good here. Actually, let's move to the... Here we go. This might help you guys see what I'm talking about. So this is two hands, right? And then I'm smearing off of that. You see the transition there? Right? Now this is me if I get it on the PM hand, the hand that the hoop is coming towards, catch, smear off, right? Okay? And then this would be if I was doing it away. So the hoop is going to the right. I'm going to use my left hand. I'm going to grab it. Boom. Okay? I'll let you play with those. Kind of mix of different songs that I've been listening to this week that I like. Okay. Gripping the hoop with two hands around the waist, gripping it with two hands, right? I'm going to start with the waist since ultimately I really want to help beginners tonight. Okay. The number one thing that will help you is learning to put, what will help you the most is learning to put hands on the hoop, right? And so like if you're a straight up beginner, you can learn some hand timing by just tapping the hoop like I am right now, you know, or even trying to duck with it, or, you know, that old school move. I never was good at it, but, right? But that's what you're developing. Once you develop that connection with your hands to the rhythm, your hands, you won't even have to look. Your hands will just kind of know. Your hands will know where the hoop is. Go in for that smear two-handed or whatever. PM break. Sharon, you're here. Thanks for sharing the post earlier. I appreciate that. One of the things that can really help you throughout all this transition stuff, you know, is to think of them as these disappearing things that, you know, you'll never think about it again, about how you get from the waist to vertical. And one of the ways you can make it disappear is to be as flowy with it as you can. And this is where, you know, like when you're watching your own beginning hoop videos, you can see the clunkiness happen, because in your mind there's a countdown. Then you do it, and then you're back to your safe place. And so the transition becomes this kind of like really scary place of in between waist hooping and in between holding the hoop here, right? And so what we want to do to smooth out our transitions is to smooth out that flow. And there's not really like an easy way to get there without, you know, just lots of practice. But dance and rhythm can really help you find that. So if you put on a good song, you're just listening to the beat like we are right now. And rather than think about the move and how you're going to get there, think about the beat, right?
As it touches the ground, it's falling softly. What a beautiful sound. Oh, as it touches the ground, it's falling softly. What a beautiful sound.
one other thing you can do to feel flowy with it is to open your senses to all the different feelings of touch that you have. It's okay, everybody's late tonight. That's all right, and that means I'm early. That's awesome. But, oh shucks, forgot what I was gonna say. What's that? Oh, right, it's to use your senses to make it all happen so that you're using this, this 100% activated thing. So when I go to make a type of smear transition or whatever, focusing on that point of contact that's on you will help inform your body how to make it smoother, right? Because your brain only thinks, so how do I get from A to B? But your body is involved in the whole process, and so if I use a point of contact on my body, sometimes that can be this informative agent for me to help my body figure it out. Not my mind, but my body figure it out. Okay. Okay. Now, one of the most obvious transitions can be lifts. And this is where we lift the hoop off of us. There's so many things that can happen once we lift it off. If you're a total beginner, then these can seem pretty hard, and they kind of are, but they don't have to be. But I'll show you two of them right now. These are from the waist. These are what I consider sort of beginner level moves. One is the AM lift. Let me give you a little bit of the bird's eye cam again. Okay, so you see how the hoop is traveling in a direction around me here? Okay, now in the hoop path, the way this is happening is as the hoop runs onto my body, the front of me, stop. As it runs on here, I need to lower the contrast or up the contrast or something, but as it rolls on, this becomes my AM hand, and it rolls across my day and goes to my PM side. So there is a AM and a PM side, right? I don't know if this will help. So I'm going to the left, and my AM side is my right hand, right? Or if I'm reversed, then it's the other way, okay? Doesn't matter. But if I'm going to the left, which is 95% of the hoop world, 90% of the hoop world, then we're talking about my right hand, and that hand is going to slip behind me. That hand is going to, let me make sure we get back to where I want to go. Okay, cool. That hand is going to go oh, y'all are being sweet. Thank you. So my PM AM hand is going to go behind me. It's going to make contact. The hoop is going to roll over it. I'm going to push with that hand up, right? And I'll be pushing from the back, pushing out. And then it does this really cool kind of contact ball walk thing in your palm. So it goes from here to there, from here to there. And if you're a beginner, these moves can be really hard to get at first. Once you get them, it's not a big deal. You may never even use them afterwards. But watch what I can do. Once I have the hoop up above me, then I can let it roll into penny rolls. I can toss it. I can move into vertical. So the ability to lift it off the core, instead of using gooey contact, but to just lift it off, it might be a better look for me. I like this. I hope you guys like the music tonight. This is some stuff that I've been listening to lately. So this is the AM lift. The hoop is going to the left. I'm lifting it with my right arm. I'm going to be pushing out. If your brain's not good at reversing, I'll do the other way for you too. So now I'm going to the right. I'm in a right current. So now the hoop is coming onto my day from my left to my right. That's how the hoop is rolling across my day. You can kind of see it in the top camera there. So the AM hand is the hand that the hoop is rolling away from. Now I'm going to give you the biggest cheat code that there is. And this maybe not usable by everybody if you get really dizzy easily. But when I'm turning the same direction as the hoop, that's called a stall. And so when I am turning at the same pace and I'm stalling the hoop will stay open, which means it'll move up and down my body as long as I want it to. I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. So I'm going to the left right now. I'm reaching with my right hand behind me. Now watch, if I turn with the hoop, look at that. I can go all night, right? As long as I'm turning at the same pace, then I've got all day in the world to get the hoop above me and back on, right? Good. Now I'll give you some more advice and then I'll shut up. The less grip you use, the better, right? And so what you can do with your hands instead of, let me show you well, maybe you can see it right here. So what you can do with your hands is whenever I'm touching the hoop in this kind of way, I can just create cradles for it, but I don't have to grip it. And in these lifts, especially the one I just showed you, if you grip it, it'll break your wrist. I mean, not literally, but it'll feel like it is. So if I go right here and I grip, I can do some cool stuff with that, but if I grip, I can't continue it on really, right? But if I channel it, if I come here and then I channel it, what that allows the hoop to do is to move. This is like what you can't see. If I had really slow-mo, you could see it, but that's what allows the hoop to do that. So I'm reaching fingers down into the current, pulling it up, fingers up. And my channel for me with that last one was, between the thumb and the first finger. Oh, you guys are being so sweet to me. Thank you. Thank you for this. I'm glad it's us, y'all. It's us. Trust me, if y'all weren't watching, I wouldn't be still doing this. It's awesome, but at some point, if nobody cares, I wouldn't be doing it, and y'all care, and I really appreciate it. Now, since I know because of who's watching right now that we have different, we have a higher skill set crew in here right now than maybe than your typical beginner. But you can use these lifts, no matter how advanced you are, to really start to open up cool transitions. You can transition the hoop to your hand, right? So watch that. I go for the same AM lift. I'm pulling it up, but this time I'll just grip it. Sweet, don't worry about it. Everybody's late tonight for some reason. I'm here, and then I can just send it into grip, right? And then I'm in my samurai there. So same lift I was doing before. Pull it up. Okay, let me make sure I'm not running. Oh wow, we're almost out of time already. Oh God. Okay, so I guess I did get. One thing that we can show that I'll show you super fast here especially for advanced people is I can do these same. I wanted to add a note about this, that if I'm at the waist, I can do these same lifts from here. Right? And they kind of look cool. So I'm in an angle here. I'm gonna do the same lift that I was just doing before. I'm gonna have to get it behind me, and then I'm gonna have to turn my feet forward. So my AM leg is gonna have to cross over probably. But I'm in my angle here. I'm in my angle, and then I'm gonna come. Boom. Oops, sorry for the headphone damage, guys. My bad. HoopPath reunion. Yeah, we need to pick a place. I'm thinking Bahamas. Okay. So, wow, where did the time go? All right. Okay, so I wanted to, one of, where, like kind of reverse engineering, where taking the hoop off of us, and that's a lift, okay? And I was showing you AM lifts, that's like this, okay? If I wanted to do a PM lift, that would be the hand that the hoop is coming towards, and that's what they used to call the old hitchhiker lift. That's when I drop my elbow in and push up, and that's that one, okay? But we'll talk, I did a whole class on lifts. You can go back and YouTube search it if you want to. Okay, but one of the things that, I'm using a 38, Michael. So one of the things that I like to do when you're coming back in with transitions is, you want your transition to be a bridge and not just like a one direction thing, right? And so if I can lift the hoop, I want to be able to drop the hoop back in. And just like with lifting and turning and opening and keeping it open, if I turn with the drop in, I can do that as well. So nice. So if I'm here, if I want to do, a drop in, this is my lift. However I get it up here, it doesn't matter. And then what I'm going to suggest you do is do what we call a PM drop in, especially if you're new to these. And so like the hoop is going to the left, I'm holding it in my left hand. But watch what I do. I'm going to turn, stall with the hoop, and bring it down and put it nice and easy on. All right, well, we'll figure it out. We'll go to Puerto Rico. Maybe we'll go to Puerto Rico. That way nobody needs a passport. Well, I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, however the lift starts, and if you don't know how to do a lift, but you want to still stay this, you just start spinning the hoop around your hand. If it's going to the left, I'm going to turn whatever direction it's going, okay? Now, when I turn the same direction as the hoop, that's called a stall. And the stall helps me just drop the hoop nice and easy on the core, okay? I'll put some music back on so you can kind of feel the vibe with it. Oh, wait, not this one. Actually, no, this was okay. Now let's try this one. Okay, so I'm here, I'm coming up, and then this is the drop in. Now here's the deal, here's the cheat code, second cheat code. If you're trying to learn shoulders, if you're trying to grace up with shoulders, you can actually drop in at the shoulders and give it a little push, and you'll be hitting your shoulders with a lot more momentum and action than maybe you normally do. So I'll show you what I mean. So if I'm up here, right, I can turn with it, all the same rules, right? I can turn with it and push, and that's going to give me a little bit of gas on the hoop, right? Give me a little bit of momentum, right? So this is what the shoulder drop in would look like. I'm here. I'm going to turn with the hoop. As long as I turn, it's fine, but then I'm going to give a little push. That's called a paddle. I'm going to give a little paddle, and that's going to put some push on the hoop. Bring the music back for you.
Me too. Keep thinking about it. Just trying to be true. I can be free. I am the maker of my own sweet.
So you might be thinking, okay, well, why would I really need this? Well, there's just times you're going to want, like the beat comes back, and maybe you want to just jump right into some horizontal again. And what I can't emphasize enough is if when I'm dropping in, if I turn with it and push, boom, lift. See, that's an on-body, off-body transition. That's if I keep the hand, do a sticky one. So I'm doing the lift, I get it off, and then I'm doing an AM drop in.
Thinking about it. Don't really need to keep thinking about it. Just trying to be true. I can't be free. I am the maker of my own sweet dreams. Of my own sweet dreams.
Hope I'm not probably hitting you with too little, but if I'm hitting you with too much, just take a breath. But one thing I can do is play with this pace, right? So let's say I'm going into that lift or the drop-in, same thing. I can play with the pace of that and change the angle of the hoop and make it a super gooey transition. Like this is me coming up, but I keep turning, right? And as I keep turning, you see how the hoop just stops there? And now I've got control of it. Now I can smear it, I can roll it off. And so one of the ways you can create transitions is by rapid pace changes. For instance, like if I wanted to go from vertical, I'll show you the opposite. This might be a little bit of a headphone warning for you guys, but if I want to do the opposite here, I'm just hanging it. If I start turning fast enough, I'll transition the hoop into horizontal. And as soon as I stop moving, I'm neck hooping, shoulder hooping, or whatever. That's a transition, right? That was so it goes the other way too. If we, work back from the solution, if I suddenly stop, I can create a cool transition by just flattening the hoop towards me by stopping. Oops. All right, so I might have been a little ambitious with everything that I wanted to cover tonight because we're almost at the end of class already. But there was one thing that I did want to talk to you about that's a cool way to transition, and I would say this is kind of at the intermediate to more advanced levels. But of course, back in the old days, we were trying to get the hoop to a vertical roll, so that was kind of one transition. And then what sometimes we wanted to do was go from, this vertical roll back onto the core. And these drop-ins are actually a lot easier than you might think. You're going to be rolling the hoop any direction that you want. I'm rolling it towards you guys. This is my left hand. It's rolling to the right, if that helps you find it. Right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to step forward. And as I step forward, I'm going to kind of lean my shoulder into the current. It's my AM shoulder, if that helps you. And the hoop's going to want to roll onto my back. Okay? I'll show you. It looks like this. Okay? Boom. Now, if I wanted to just move it into a roll, like a straight up shoulder roll, then what I would do is I would step in, I'll pull it towards me, step into it, and then I got to start bouncing and be in vertical repo as fast as I can, okay? So I'm here, I'm rolling it towards the camera right now in my left hand. So if you're trying to figure it out at home, I'm in my left hand rolling it towards my right leg, okay? And then I'm going to lean in. The hoop's going to roll across. Now I just lift it back out of it, but if I wanted to stay there, it would look like this. Okay? So if I'm here, I'm rolling it towards you guys. Right? And then the other cool thing, and this is what we'll kind of part ways with tonight. I wish I had gotten to more of these. I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe we'll head a part 2 on this. But it's so easy to lift off of an angle wherever you are. It's really easy to lift off. I just push my hand into the current and push it away from me, and I'm in a lift, right? So I can be here. I'm in my, Now, if I'm doing this from the waist, I'll be honest with you guys, it's a little bit trickier, right? Because you have to, like as we did before. But from the shoulders, and this is really what I wanted to get at, and I'll show you kind of like what this looks like. This is if I do them kind of continuously. right? All right, let's see. You can fire some questions away. I'm gonna put some music on, let you guys practice some of these things. This is this will be our free hoop for tonight. We'll just go in, you can hoop any way you want. I'll be here to answer questions if you have any. If you guys remember your 2-point, once I'm off, if I'm in, I promise I'll shut up and stop teaching, but if I push off and I'm in here, then I can move into 2-point. It gives me even more transitions, right? Lift off, then it's into 2 points. Sweet, Kelly. Nice.
Probably owe it to y'all. Probably be locked by the force. Trying to hustle some things. That go with the Porsche. Feeling no remorse. Feeling like my hand was forced. Middle finger to the law. Nigga, grip on my ball. Said the ladies love me. From the beaches to screaming. All the ballers is bouncing. They like the way I'm leaning. All the rappers be hating. Off the track that I'm making. But all the hustlers, they love it. Just to see one of us make it. Came from the bottom to the top of the pops. Nigga, London, Japan. And I'm straight off the block. Like a running back. Get it, man, I'm straight off the block. I can run it back, nigga, cause I'm straight with the rock.
No, Michael, you really want to get rid of the duck as much as you can. It's a 38, Tina. You want to get rid of the duck. I'll show you what I mean. I have to, I naturally hunch anyway, but what I have to do to help me is to remember to be upright and then watch my head. I'm going to think about the stillness of my head. And let's see, let me give you a better job. Okay, because you'll see that the hoop goes up and I stay within the hoop. And that's why I don't have to duck. You see that? And you know, after you'll sort of develop this kind of like lasso-y thing here. Camera for this, but I'm not ducking. But just so you don't feel alone on an island out there, everybody ducks. Everybody ducks. Everybody does this, right? And then when they go to duck in, they do like that. One of the reasons, actually, let me. I don't want to ruin the free hoop, but just to make this point crystal clear. Because one of the reasons that we duck is because there's this thing that's flying around our heads and we only know to duck. And so one of the ways you can take the scary away from it is to turn with the hoop at first on your lifts and your on your drop ends. And so if I turn with it and look at the point of contact, then it's not so scary. And then especially when I'm dropping in, because that's when most people duck. But when I'm dropping, oops, where's the camera? When I'm dropping in, if I look, turn, and push with the point of contact, all the scary goes away. There's no more scary anymore, right? Because what's making it scary is that I'm not looking at it, okay? But once I'm doing a lift, I'll have to, there you go, good. Oh, sorry for the vertical. Nope, still no duck. Like if I'm here with the, actually, okay, I'll just answer this and then we'll put music on. Sorry for the interruptions. But if I'm here, like if I'm lifting from the waist, I don't need to duck, right? I can drop in without ducking, right? If I'm lifting from the shoulders, I definitely don't need to duck, right? Like if I'm doing it from the shoulders, the cool thing about lifting from the shoulders is that you only have about 10 or 12 inches that you have to clear here, right? Yep, no, you don't duck, you step in. Okay, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like if I want to do this duck in the way that I was talking about, since I know I'm going to an angle, right? Actually, let me, I think all these crazy angles are might be throwing us off. So let's say I want to go into the barrel roll duck in thing that I was showing you guys. So since I know I'm going into an angle, and you can kind of see this, I can start to push the hoop into an angle. Do you see how I did that? Right? And so it's already in an angle. And then when I move in, I'm going to step into, like I'm not so much pulling it towards me, but stepping into it. I step in, stop. All right, smart asses. So I'm here. If this was a drinking game, you'd be really drunk on the word duck right now. Boom. But do you see how I step into it? I'm stepping into the rotation of the hoop. I'm rolling it here. I'm going to put a little bit of angle on it, right? And then I'm going to step in. Boom. Okay. I'm just going to play music from now on. Well, I'll give you a couple more minutes of that first song there. I hope that helps, Michael. Oh, Michael, they're just being smart-assy. That means they like you. Since we're all just goofing off and having fun. For those of you that have been doing this a while, when you want to get good at it, you can just do it continuously and it can be a lot of fun. This was like one of the first old school Baxter moves. But this is one of the old school Baxter moves where I'm going to just go from a drop in to a lift. See that? So I'm going to drop in with my left hand. It's going to the right, I guess. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. See how I lift with one and drop in with the other? Bring it back, 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 bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back, I'm gonna bring it back, I'm gonna bring it back. Okay, guys, this is our free hoop. It was our free hoop before. I just didn't want to. Thank you guys for joining me. I know we ran over. That we will have. We're gonna have a self-love jam. We're gonna have a self-love jam on Sunday. Oh wow, yeah, this was the weird song. This will really help you learn transitions. Anyway, Sunday, 4:20, free flow jam. Valentine's, not really, but self-love. Indivisible unity jam. Sweet, Kelly. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, thank you guys. Okay guys, this is our free hoop, we'll just let you, for those of you that want to stick around, you can have some music to hoop to. I'm gonna keep it kind of funky because I'm just digging it right now. If you don't want to have to keep up with my schedule, if you don't want to have to keep up with my schedule, the really easy thing to do is to just subscribe to my YouTube or Twitch and just turn on the notifications, hit the bell, and then when I go live and when I make an announcement, you'll get an info right on your phone, and you don't have to keep up with crap.
I knew that.
As always, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. 4:20 Sunday will be the next time I see you guys, and then on Monday we'll be having class at 7. That's the advanced class. And then if you're interested, if you're watching this on replay, if you can wait a day, it'll be in HD. You can watch it on a nice TV tomorrow, about 12 hours from now. For joining me. Have a great night. Thank you, Claire. Have a great night.